My name is James, and I've always been drawn to the mysteries of abandoned places. There's something about the decaying grandeur and forgotten stories that captivates me. But my fascination took a dark turn when I decided to explore the old manor on the outskirts of town, known locally as the abandoned mansion. It was a cold October day in 2009 when I first set foot on the overgrown path leading to the mansion. The house stood like a silent sentinel, its once majestic facade now crumbling and covered in ivy. The locals had long whispered tales of strange occurrences and ghostly apparitions, but I dismissed them as mere superstitions. As I approached the mansion, a chill ran down my spine. The air seemed to grow colder, and an eerie silence settled over the grounds. I pushed open the heavy wooden door, which groaned in protest, and stepped inside. The interior was a testament to a bygone era, with faded wallpaper, broken chandeliers, and dust-covered furniture. I began my exploration, flashlight in hand, moving through the grand hallways and empty rooms. The mansion was like a labyrinth, each turn revealing more of its decayed beauty. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. The shadows seemed to deepen, and I felt an unshakable sense of being watched. I reached the second floor, where I found a series of bedrooms. One room in particular caught my attention. The door was slightly ajar, and a flickering light emanated from within. I cautiously pushed the door open and was met with an unsettling sight. The room was filled with old, dusty toys, arranged in a perfect circle. At the center of the circle was an old, cracked mirror. As I stepped closer to the mirror, I felt a cold breeze brush against my neck. My reflection in the mirror seemed distorted, the features twisted and malevolent. Suddenly, the toys began to move, slowly at first, then with increasing speed. The room filled with a low, guttural whisper, and I felt a presence behind me. I spun around, but the room was empty. The whispering grew louder, and the mirror began to glow with an eerie light. I was frozen with fear, unable to tear my gaze away from the mirror. Then, in a heartbeat, the light vanished and the room was plunged into darkness. Panic set in, and I fled the room, stumbling down the hallway. The mansion seemed to come alive, the walls echoing with disembodied voices and the sound of footsteps. I reached the grand staircase, but the stairs seemed to stretch endlessly into the darkness below. Just as I thought I would be trapped forever, a cold hand grasped my shoulder. I screamed, turning to face the specter that had been haunting me. It was a woman, her face pale and gaunt, eyes hollow and filled with sorrow. She whispered a single word, "Help." Before I could react, she vanished, leaving me alone in the darkness. Summoning every ounce of courage, I made my way back to the front door and burst into the night air. The mansion loomed behind me, its windows like empty eyes watching my every move. I never returned to that cursed place, but the memory of that night haunts me still. The locals later told me that the mansion had once been home to a wealthy family, who had mysteriously disappeared one fateful night. It was said that their spirits roamed the halls, seeking vengeance or perhaps a release from their eternal torment. Whether it was a hallucination or a genuine encounter with the supernatural, I'll never know. But one thing is certain: the haunting of the abandoned mansion will stay with me forever.